What if millions of women have been rejecting their own rights, thinking they're fighting oppression, when they're actually abandoning the greatest gift Allah gave them? What if the verse that's been used to justify control, domination, and oppression actually contains the blueprint for women's protection, dignity, and freedom? This is about one Arabic word that's been deliberately mistranslated, weaponized, and twisted beyond recognition. The word is Qawamah. So today, we will address the following questions. What millions of women never understood and completely miss? What does Allah actually command in Surah An-Nisa, verse 34? What does the Arabic word Qawamoon truly mean? And what are Islam's actual standards for equality and justice? Before we start, subscribe now to stay toned. Here's what most people miss. When a woman hears Surah An-Nisa, verse 34. Men are maintainers of women because Allah has given some over others and because they spend from their wealth. She immediately hears something Allah never said. She hears, men have the right to dominate and control you because they're better than you, and because they spend money on you, they've bought your freedom. You're now their property. This interpretation is like someone with paranoid delusions hearing an inner voice twisting everything into a conspiracy. She hasn't understood the intent of her Lord. She hasn't believed in His wisdom and justice. And this misunderstanding? It's not accidental. It's been deliberately cultivated. Sometimes by the poor practice of Muslim men. Sometimes by the enemies of Islam who profit from confusion. Many women start from a place of feeling victimized. Maybe they were wronged. But that feeling of injustice spreads to encompass all men, and eventually, even Allah Himself. So they measure Allah's words against their own pain, and they reject what could have saved them. Let's break down what Allah actually commanded in Surah An-Nisa, verse 34. The Arabic word is Qawamoon, not controllers, not owners, not masters. Qawamoon means those who are responsible for, who take care of, who ensure the needs are met. When Allah says men are Qawamoon over women, He's giving men a command, not a privilege. He's saying, men, you are responsible for women. You must provide care, protection, provision, and ensure their needs are sufficiently met. You must ensure they are not exposed to humiliation or left vulnerable to be preyed upon. This isn't ownership. This is obligation. And here's what's critical. Qawamah is not a right men can choose. It's a duty they sin by abandoning. If a man doesn't spend, doesn't protect, doesn't care, his Qawamah is void, his rights disappear, with his responsibilities. Allah made this conditional on two things. First, the capabilities He placed in men's creation. Physical strength, psychological resilience under pressure, that make them suited for certain roles. Second, fulfilling those responsibilities through spending, protecting, and caring. No spending, no Qawamah. It's that simple. This isn't about testosterone versus estrogen. It's not about chromosomes. It's about responsibility tied to capability, and capability proven through action. Now let's address the second part of the verse. Because Allah has favored some of them over others. Most people hear, because Allah favored men over women. That's not what it says. It says Allah favored some in certain rulings and tasks, and favored others in different rulings and tasks. Allah favored women with what suits their emotional capacity, physical nature, and mental design, raising children, being a source of tranquility for their husbands, just as husbands are for them. Allah favored men with physical and psychological capabilities that make them more able to earn and make sound decisions under pressure. This isn't superiority. This is divine design. As Allah says in Surah Al-Mulk, verse 14, does He who created not know, while He is the subtle, the acquainted? The creator of male and female knows what's just for male and female. Here's the philosophical trap millions fall into. They start from the premise that equality is the absolute correct criterion, an undisputed axiom. Then they measure Islamic rulings against this ruler. It never occurs to them to question whether their ruler itself is correct. Islam's supreme value isn't equality, it's justice. And justice doesn't always mean sameness. No sane person denies men and women are different, physically, psychologically, emotionally, different capabilities, different strengths. Attempting to assign a woman the duties of a man results in violation of her nature. Western women faced injustice from men, and didn't have divine revelation to clarify rights and duties justly. So they chose equality. They achieved neither right, nor justice, nor freedom, nor equality. Look at how Allah legislated with perfect wisdom. Islam didn't equate piety toward parents. It elevated the mother 3 times over the father. Justice, not equality. Islam didn't equate financial responsibility. Men must provide fully. Women are not obligated to spend even if wealthier. Justice, not equality. Islam didn't equate physical protection. Jihad is obligated on men to protect women, not the reverse. Justice, not equality. Islam didn't equate dress codes. Women can wear gold and silk, men cannot. Justice, not equality. Islam didn't equate custody. Mothers have primary right to hadhana. Justice, not equality. In all of this, Islam achieved truth and justice by not equating the two genders. So what does proper Qawamah actually mean for women? It means you will never lack a man to assume responsibility for you, eliminating your need to earn money unless you desire it yourself. It means he will defend you and your honor if required, and vindicate you if your dignity is slighted by the slightest thing. It means if he fails to spend, fails to protect, fails to care, his Qawamah is forfeited. The Islamic judiciary can remove it from him if he's unfit. It means the state itself must fulfill your needs if no man does. As the Prophet, peace be upon him, said, the ruler is the guardian of those who have no guardian. Qawamah is your right upon men, not their right over you. Allah says in Surah An-Nisa, verse 32, do not wish for that by which Allah has made some of you exceed others. For men is a share of what they have earned, and for women is a share of what they have earned. And ask Allah of His bounty. Translation: don't envy what Allah specifically gave to men. Men shouldn't envy what's specifically granted to women. Trust Allah's wisdom. Believe in His justice. For those whose scales are unbalanced, Qawamah feels like control, domination, humiliation. But when you calibrate your scale to divine justice, instead of materialist equality, everything becomes clear. Worship of Allah means deriving your standards from Allah, not from systems designed to exploit you. The deification of man leads to the loss of truth, justice, and freedom. And no one suffers more from this loss than women. Qawamah isn't your cage, it's your protection, your provision, your peace. The question isn't whether it's just. The question is, whose definition of justice will you accept?